Um, Hello, everyone. This is the encounter for the present activity in Advanced English 2. My name is Jamil Rojas. There is a group conformed with Sergio and Diana, and we will speak about our letters, our readings, and what is the case in students in abroad. Okay, Sergio, let's start.
I'm going to talk a reading that is called Effectiveness of Having an Aiding Language Partner, Descriptive Analysis of a Language Exchange Program. The idea of this reading is about a study that was carried out in one university from Australia in Cortin exactly. And it was a study that took 7 years, a period from 7 years, where some students from Australia, they were included in a second Japanese course program with native speakers from Japanese. And the researchers from this study, they found some important outcomes in the study. They found that there are some aspects, for instance, the four abilities or skills that we know when we are learning a language that are listening, writing, speaking, and reading. At the end of the course, they found that these abilities uh, were not very acquired by those students that were not native speakers. Um, it's difficult because the study also is supported by some theories like Chomsky. He expressed that there are some aspects, some grammatical aspects that only native speakers can express in a better way than people that are not native speakers. The study also shows that there in Australia, many institutions they encourage people or students to learn in an individual way. For instance, when non-native speakers they have interaction with native speakers, they maybe have the motivation to interact, but at the end, in some academic results, they don't have the same results than native speakers. Is more or less like that, the study. At the end, they express that this study uh, maybe achieve some good aspects to encourage non-native speakers to study and learn the language in a good way. But it doesn't mean that all studies uh, have to say the same. There are many studies that people and researchers have made where people being in another country, learning a new language, they catch the principal elements and learn the new language and also reach the results proposed in a course. Yes.
Okay, Sergio, thank you. Okay, in my reading, I appreciate some cases about immigrant students. The 2016 USA presidential election marked a time of deep political divide for the nation and resulted in administrative transition that represent a drastic shift in values and opinions on several matters, including immigration. In special immigration students, the test that I read shows us the implication of this political transition for immigrants' educational experience during the President Trump's administrations. Uh, it appears that Trump doesn't like immigrant students, especially Chinese students. I think that our Mexican students would not is Chinese students. The most significant change are expected to occur as in pertains to immigrant students in the United States. We identify areas where there is limited scholarship, so has the unique educational experience of various minority immigrants subgroups. The interplay between race and immigration status and immigrant students in some areas. So we have to think about that, about the problematic in the United States. The President Trump's increase the economy in the United States, but the education is decreased, is too low. I think that the economy is moved with immigrant students, but Donald Trump doesn't like that type of students.
Mhm.
I don't know. What do you think? I want to leave the word. Diana, please.
Thank you. I agree with you. I am surprised that I thought Donald Trump doesn't like mostly Mexicans or Latinos.
Mm.
Well, he doesn't like anybody that is an immigrant. And I didn't know about the Chinese students, but there are many, many millions over there. But anyway, thank you, Sergio and Yamit. My topic is about learning mobility, high school exchange programs as a part of transnational mobility. My paper is a research about the high school exchange in Germany that has become a hit during the last 20 years. A lot of students, they like to go abroad, to stay abroad, study for normally a couple of weeks. It can be a month or 6 months, but not a long period of time. But they do an exchange with other students, and they are very young. They do this to gain international experience. They are around 16 and 18 years old, and this phenomenon is surprisingly is most of the time are girls, ladies. It's female students that are more interested on languages, so they go away, they live abroad, and they are hosts. They stay with families, and they get very well with the community. They can integrate themselves, and of course, this is a great opportunity for many people that can do that, because they will have this intercultural exchange is a very rich and positive aspect in terms of they will have a lot of advantage. They will see a wider view horizons. Their life will change forever, and they will have a better school performance. In other words, we can call this is a social construction. So a lot of students, they do this. It has been becoming very popular in the last 20 years. And or a lot of students, when they finish the high school, they stop and they take 1 year gap, and they do these studies abroad. And I think it's a very extraordinary opportunity to travel and to learn a new language. In this case, is English. And they are doing a lot of research about this, the impact that it has in the society in Germany. This is my point of about my paper.
Okay, so
Thank you.
grateful for me. So grateful. Listen all the point of view that we had about all the topics. Students abroad is it's so difficult for many students like us.
Mm.
So I don't know if would you like something, say something,
Yes,
Sergio, Diana.
I want to give some conclusions, can be? Yes.
Yes.
The first one can be that, for example, in the cases that we are talking about, people when go to study to another country, maybe interaction and motivation can be good to interact with native speakers and learn new aspects about the language, culture, different aspects of a country. But when a person is studying in another country, acquiring the language, it's important that that person understand that she or he has to learn in an individual way, because of course, as we saw in these studies, teachers and universities or places, they are going to grade in an individual way. It's important that that person don't say, I am with a native speaker, I'm going to pass the course or something like that. Yes, it's to learn in
That's
an
right.
individual way, not only the language, but all academical issues. And my second conclusion can be is like the situation that we are living here in Colombia with people from Venezuela. Of course, that situation is not fault from the people; it's fault of the government and politicians that they sometimes don't think about people. But but here in Colombia, we have a lot of migration from Venezuela. Since if you see in the streets, of course, and that is sometimes causing some damages to our people. For instance, insecurity, robbery, uh, the job from Colombia maybe is decreasing. I don't know. I am from Zipaquirá, but looking the news in Bogotá, there are a lot of people without a job. That's it.
Okay, Sergio and Diana, I think that this is everything. Thanks for that encounter and see you on the next time.
Okay.
Thank you, Sergio. Bye-bye. Thank
Okay.
you,
Bye.
Yamit.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.